Hey guys, welcome to the life of a final year student. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, you're very welcome. My name is Favour Arthur. I'm a child of God. I'm also a final year student. Yay! I'm a YouTuber, I'm a writer, and many things, bundle of many talents. But that's not what this video is all about. So this video is basically me sharing my story on how it all started. I started a series lately on the chronicle of a final year student. So today what I'll be doing is basically telling you guys how it all started, my Jamb journey, and how I wrote Jamb 3 times and I was denied admission almost. Let's not spoil the whole gist. If you're new here, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you and I love you so much. If you have not hit that subscribe button, this is the right time to go hit that subscribe button and yeah, join the family. So yes, I finished secondary school in the year 2015. Yes, so I wrote my first Jamb 2016. I finished 2015, I wrote my first Jamb 2016, and I think I put the University of Ibadan. Big dreams, yeah. I put in for the University of Ibadan. I was like, I must enter, I'm good, I'm brilliant, I'm intelligent, I should be here, blah blah blah, and all of that. I remember the first course I put in for was computer science. I really loved the course, so I'm going to study computer science. Okay, so yeah. And the reason I wanted to study computer science was, I can't even really remember the reason, but I shall put in computer science and I went for my first Jamb. I think where I went the first Jamb was in a very far place. I can't really remember. It was in the island or so, and we woke up very early. My mom, shout out to my parents, they've been very supportive since day one, still very supportive now, God bless them for me. So woke up very early, it's about 5-6 a.m. I was already on my way to my Jamb center to go write my exam, and I remember I was so scared, but I wrote the exam, and when the result was released, I had a 212. That was my first Jamb score. I was very happy, very excited, above 200 and all of that, and started processing admission for University of Ibadan. And my O-level results were okay, though I did not have biology. I just felt like since computer science, I had chemistry and all of the other stuff. It's not like I didn't have biology, I didn't just have a very good grade in biology in my O-levels, which was why it result. And so I was like, we started processing the admission and all of that. So when I got to know that UI would not accept this and that, it was already too late. I had already done the processing and all of that. The day results were released, I think I was short of 3 marks to hit the cutoff. 3 marks, I think I had 47.5, and to be given admission, at least you need to have 50 or 50 above. So I think I was at either 46.5 or 47.5, one of those two, and I was not granted admission. And I was like, you know what, no problem, I'm still very young, just 2016, I can still put in for Jamb and all of that. So I encourage myself, and the fact that I was not the only one that was not giving admission, so there were plenty in my circle at that point that was not giving admission, so it was fine with me. So fast forward to 2017, I wrote another Jamb and I had 220. This particular place where I wrote this Jamb was at Badagry. I wrote this Jamb at Badagry. Like, I stay in Bega, so you should know the distance from Bega to Badagry was really very far. I was traveling to another village. So this time too, I went with my mom. God bless that woman for me. I went with my mom, wrote the exam. I was very scared, wrote the exam, and after the result was released, I had 220. So excited, oh, I'm going to get this. But the second time I wrote Jamb, I already changed my institution because I felt like UI did me really bad. So just 3 months, they can't give me admission. Why? So I put in FUTA for the second time I wrote Jamb. I put in FUTA, Federal University of Technology, Akure. And when I already meet up everything, I was invited for the post-UTME. I remember that the day I was supposed to go for the post-UTME, it was the next day. I went a day before. I went with my mom, booked the bus, rain fell, a lot of things. We got to, I remember at one point in the middle of the road, the bus had issues or so. They dropped us. It was our first time going to Akure, so we didn't really know, you know, the routes and all of that. I was communicating to one of my church members who was schooling in Futa at that point, and we were just talking. So when the bus broke down or dropped us at, you know, middle of nowhere, middle of the night, we were close to one filling station. It was just so horrible. We had to wait there, waiting for the next available bus. And when it came, I remember my mom had to lap me. It was just so, you know. So we got to Akure that night, and I called this person that was schooling in Akure. He took me to one of his friend's place, a lady, where I stayed the night. But the issue was my mom. My mom did not want to stay, you know, at a student's house. She was like, she doesn't want to inconvenience us and all of that. My mom slept in the open. She was like, see, somebody's praying there. See, no food in the praying school. Somebody's praying here. So she felt very safe. Like, I should not worry that, you know, I should just go wait for my exam, and that's just all that mattered. God bless her for me. So she basically slept in the open. Oh, sweet mother. She slept in the open, basically. I think she said she covered herself or so. And so that night I did my best as a student. I read all the past questions that came to me. I read and read and read. I couldn't sleep that night because I was so cold. I'm not used to sleeping outside. I was so cold. I remember I was shivering. Woke up in the morning, and the first news I heard was, you know, people that also slept there went for the exam. People that came back were like, the stories I've been hearing is that none of the past questions came out. You know, people are complaining and stuff like that. I was with my mom. I went to meet my mom. She had already moved from there to a canopy for parents. You know, I went to meet her. She was encouraging me, and I was telling her that I heard that out of 50,000 students, Futa said they are going to admit only 5,000, meaning that it's the best of the best and all of that. My mom was like, just go and do your best, anything like that. That's how I entered the hall, and I think it was maths, English, chemistry. Is it chemistry? I can't remember. I think 4 courses, and it was five questions each. Futa! Five questions each for. I was like, God, it means that each question will carry about 5 marks. So, or 10 marks. I don't even know how they did it. Meaning that if you miss one question, you have missed about 10 or 5 marks, like that. So I did the exam. I passed. The issue was I did not meet up the cutoff. I did not meet up with the cutoff for my own course, the particular course I wanted to study. And I was like, there's no problem that they will give me another course, right? I think I didn't meet up with 5 marks or 3 marks, something very tiny and minute. I was like, they'll give me another course. I had contacts of some people in Futa, was calling from time to time. They're like, don't worry, as long as you pass the school's cutoff, they will give you another course. They will do this, they will do that. I had a friend, okay, not a friend, a church member that was also putting in for Futa at that point. And she also really pushed to hear me, and we were all waiting for the results together. So I felt like even if they did not give me my course of choice, I was going to take anyone and probably switch when I was in 200 level. That was the plan, not the divine plan. That was the plan I had. When the results came out, I remember she printed her result. She came to my house and she was like, oh, result is out, I've gained admission, I've done this. And I know how I felt. I'm like, what do we do my own? So let's just wait. So after, you know, she started processing, I was like, my result has not come. I called all the people I knew. They were like, don't worry, to come, they'll change your course. Till today, Futa did not send me anything. And that was, I was like, is this how this thing is? I'm a very intelligent person, though. I'm intelligent. Forget it. In my secondary school, I was good. I used to go for debates. I was good. Like, I'm away. Why are these people trying to embarrass me? Like, I don't know what I'm doing in life. Guys, I was like, I'm not doing a gay word, sir. That was not even the straw that broke the camel's back. I remember that I also put in for a polytechnic. I was like, if university will not work out, let me try polytechnic and stuff. So polytechnic, I hit the cutoff more than, I was 8 points above the cutoff mark. I was like, there's no they will not give me admission. And truly they gave me admission. All I needed to do was change the polytechnic from 3rd choice to 1st choice of institution, which I went to the cafe and I did that. I thought I did and all of that. So my mom was already buying things, you know, as far my daughter is going to school, buying things and keeping there was the atmosphere of I'm going to school and all of that. Guess what? So one day I opened my portal, I'll be my COFA to check, my student portal to check, because it was always giving me joy. Every time I would check to say, oh, you have been granted provincial admission, to always make me happy. This day I opened my portal to bask in the euphoria of having given admission, and guess what I saw? I saw OOPS exclamation mark. Hey Jesus! I saw oops, your admission has been withdrawn. God. I was like, hold on, from where to where? Which time to which time? When did they give me admission? Why did they withdraw it? What is happening? I was like, I didn't even understand what was happening at that point. So immediately I checked the reason why admission was withdrawn, and he said I did not change the institution to first choice of institution, which I thought I did. I ran to the cafe. I was like, I don't understand what's happening. I remember I was working at that point. I was working for a makeup shop in conjunction with Jamb at that point too. So big girl kind of. So from the store, I ran to the cafe, which was no small distance. I took a tricycle, went to the cafe. I made a bike. I can't even remember. I was just like, God, please make this thing must not be true. I went to the cafe. Sir, what's happening? They have withdrawn my admission. They said I did not change that. The man I checked. And I said, oh, it's like your email for this did not tally with your email for that. Did not do this. Story. I'm like, so what do I do now? He said, okay, you have to go to Jamb office and do this. Oh my goodness. So I went to my mom. I told my mom about these things and all of that. I did tell you that I lost my job in the process. Because of how I left the store, the storekeeper came and said, the store owner rather came, and I was like, that's one thing or the other, and somehow I lost the job at that period. I remember that after I went to rectify that stuff at the cafe, I came back to the store. I couldn't go home, because I was so sad. I came to the store and I cried. I remember I was shouting. The store was in the middle of the road. I was shouting that night. I did not care who heard my voice. And when I went home, I saw the store owner in my house. It's a long story. However, I lost that job because of that, circumstance. Will I say I lost the job, or I left because I just felt like if you can't, empathize with me in such kind of situation, I'm not sure I want to work for you. So that was that for that. So I told my mom about the situation, and she said we're going to go to Jamb office. Jamb office is at Ikoyi. I stay in Bega. You should know the distance. So we went to Ikoyi, and guys, this nation, God will help us. We waited outside waiting for the officials, and we could not find. They did not, whether they didn't come on time, I don't know what happened, or they were inside, they were not attending to people. So because my mom was with me at one point, we were tired of waiting. We went to, went inside, went to see them. I went inside and I was trying to explain to them. They were like, they're not even trying to empathize with me or like sympathize with me rather, and all of that. Like, that's next year now. You did next year. I was like, God, Jesus, why? And I was the team's vice president at that point in my church. I'd already shared the testimony of how I was going to school, how God has done it and all of that. And imagine after your admission had been withdrawn, what was I going to tell them? How was I going to face them? I was almost in a state of depression, like, God, why? Why did you bring me to disgrace me? I did not know that God was planning my life for me, basically. So to cut the long story short, I discovered that one reason I was having issues with my admission was because of my O levels. I said, okay, that's no problem. It's better late than never. I decided to take NECO, right? So, but at this point I was going to be taking NECO. It meant that I was going to be writing with my sister and my sister's mates. My sister that I'm older than with 2 years. I remember that when I went to register, well, I collected the uniform, but I told myself I would never wear this uniform from my house. And then what I would do was I'll put the uniform in my bag. When I go to school, I will now change. I thank God. I would always tell myself that at the end of this, nobody will ever remember whether I wrote with my sister's mate or not. I just needed to get into school, and that was what I used to encourage myself. And then I wrote the exam. I was done with it. I wrote Jamb again. The third Jamb I wrote, I was just so uninterested in anything that was happening with Jamb or with school. I was practically so tired, and I remember that I did not really read. I didn't study for the third Jamb I wrote, and when the results came out, I had 205. That was the lowest. Even the first Jamb I wrote, I had 212. and it was my mom that was always helping me to check the results. The day I came back from writing that particular Jamb, my mom was like, I was just so tired. I was just in the parlor. I slept off almost immediately because I was like, even the ones I prepared for, look at, I was expecting that I would get like 12 over 400 because I didn't really, the only questions I could see was English questions, and so I was like, I'm not doing that. So like I could only see English questions. Like the other ones I was just answering and not even reading all of them. When I came home, I slept. When she checked the results, it was 205, and I was like, at that point I don't know the kind of fate that came. And I told my mom that, you know what, all this while I've been trying men's effort and all of that, this time I'm going to gain admission. I don't know where that fate came, but I started doing more of, you know what, God, you will do this for me. What's your plan for me? What do you want me to do? It was now more of, God, let your will be done. God, let your this, God. And I started involving God more in my education, and truly God came through for me. God came through for me. You know, when I started processing my admission into the school that I'm in now, I beat the cutoff by 16 points, and I'm like, God, this is already your handwork. I remember that night I saw that you have been granted provisional admission. I screamed. My mom was upstairs. She was like, what's happening? I said, God has finally done it, and it was amazing. That same night, we went to the cafe. My daddy, my mother, my net, all of us, we packed ourselves like that. We went to the cafe. It was just such an amazing moment. And why am I sharing this? Whenever people see the glory, they forget that there's always a story. So I started a series on the Chronicle of a Final Year Student. It was not just something that I came up with. I was led to do that, to encourage everyone going through that journey, and everyone that would still go through that journey. You know, it's looking so blissful and everybody's celebrating success now, you know. But I want to tell you that there was once a time that this girl talking to you felt like she was not going to go to school because there was just so much contention, so much. There was a point I almost got depressed. You know, when you see your friends entering school, people, you know that on a normal level, when it comes to academics, they learn from you and you see them in school. And the fact that I was leading people, and these people I was leading were entering school, and me myself, I was still at home, I almost got depressed. And this is just me saying, I'm in school now in my final year, and I'm seeing how far God has brought me, and I can only say, Lord, thank you for keeping me till this time, because I've learned so much in school. I've experienced, I've gained new friends, made covenant relationships. So there's so much I can just account to being in this school, and I like saying, God, I thank you that you even kept me throughout those times, and I'm here. You know, I'm here and I can see what you are doing, and I trust the process that God is going to do so much more. So this is just me telling you, whatever stage you are in right now, there is always the end of the thing is better than the beginning. I don't know how you started or how far you have come, but I'm telling you that in whatever stage you are in now, do not feel like God does not know how you are. I feel like whenever you feel like God is coming late to your situation, it just means that God is coming big to that situation. Like, I am blessed beyond measures by the grace of God, and I can't thank him enough. So that's just it for this video. If you have enjoyed this video, or you have some testimonies or your own story that you want to share, please put in the comment section to encourage somebody else that is going through this phase. I feel you. Whenever it seems like God is coming late to your situation, just know it's coming big. And look at me here and my final year. I'm very soon, I'm out of school, and you know, so much great plans ahead of me. God bless you for watching this video. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe and share to your friends. God bless you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.